I'm a little fucked up, but will you take care of me forever and ever?
Respect to Jake Paul, because that last shot, I know he broke his shattered his jaw, but it would have knocked most heavyweights out. So I've got to give him credit.
I think he feels, disappointed that he lost. But as I said to him, he should be very proud.
I just pissed him off. Then he broke my brother's jaw. His jaw, huh? Yeah, he split his jaw.
Yeah?
You don't care though, Jake's
Broke his jaw.
Jake Paul seriously injured after brutal knockout by Anthony Joshua. Hospitalized with a jaw broken in 2 places, Jake's big moment turned into a nightmare. Fans watched in shock as AJ completely exposed him. This wasn't just a defeat, it was a humiliating public meltdown, leaving Jake's boxing credibility hanging by a thread.
I think my jaw is broken, by the way, so yeah, it's definitely broke. But man, that was good. Nice little ass whooping from one of the best to ever do it. So
Jake Paul looked utterly destroyed, crying after getting dismantled by Anthony Joshua. The guy who once hyped himself as unstoppable couldn't handle AJ's power, ending up humiliated and exposed in front of millions. Social media erupted, roasting him mercilessly as the YouTube tough guy got a reality check he won't forget anytime soon.
but I'm scared.
Boxing ego makes it clear Jake Paul didn't just lose, he got physically demolished. 2 breaks in the jaw is catastrophic, leaving him hospitalized and humiliated. Fans are shocked, memes are spreading, and the so-called YouTube tough guy now faces the harsh reality of elite boxing. AJ didn't just win, he made a statement, and Jake will be remembered more for this disaster than any hype.
The kid has a broken jaw, it appears, after fighting Anthony Joshua, right? I made this graphic for you guys. You see it. Got his jaw broken in 2 places.
Care of me forever and ever? A little fucked up, but will you take care of me forever and ever? A little fucked up, but will you take care of me forever and
Anthony Joshua didn't just land a punch, he delivered a calculated demolition. The knockout landed perfectly on Jake Paul's jaw, breaking it in 2 places and leaving him stunned on the canvas. Every detail shows AJ's precision and power, and the X-rays only confirm the severity. Fans watching live couldn't believe it. This was a masterclass in showing a YouTube fighter his absolute limits.
Anthony Joshua broke Jake Paul's jaw in 2 places, and I'm about to show you the X-ray in a second, but firstly, let's watch the knockout. Right there. Straight on the jaw, straight on the money. Even Jake Paul could not believe what happened. Jake Paul's jaw, you can see it is broken in 2 places.
Nakisa Bidarian, Jake Paul's promoter, tries to put a positive spin on a disastrous night. Sure, Jake showed heart, but let's not sugarcoat it, the guy just got humiliated in front of millions. Social media trends can't erase 2 broken jaws or the fact that AJ exposed him as completely outclassed. Respect or not, the damage to his credibility is undeniable.
The fact that Jake is safe, and more so that he showed his heart. I don't know if you guys were looking on Twitter, but until about 20 minutes ago, the #1 trending thing on Twitter wasn't Jake Paul getting knocked out, wasn't Jake Paul, wasn't Anthony Joshua. It literally was the phrase, respect.
Dave Allen admits it was hardly a contest one-sided from start to finish. Jake Paul may be fit and clever for a YouTube fighter, but that's hardly enough against a world-class heavyweight like AJ. Fitness and cleverness can't hide the fact he got dismantled, and Allen's polite praise only underscores how badly Jake was exposed in the ring.
Well, the fight was, it weren't a fight, was it? It was really one-sided. Jake Paul, yeah, I've got to give him credit really, because he's super fit. He's pretty clever really. Like, he'd make a good Jake.
Anthony Joshua acknowledges Jake Paul's heart and resilience, but let's not sugarcoat it. The guy was completely outclassed. Yes, he got up after getting knocked down, and yes, he showed some courage, but this was a nightmare for him in every sense. AJ's precision and power made the difference obvious. The spirit and trying his best lines highlight Jake's determination, but determination couldn't compensate for inexperience. Fans are left debating whether Jake's effort matters when the result is a catastrophic, career-defining defeat.
I could have knocked him out at the start, but as we saw tonight, Jake has spirit. He has some heart. He tried his best, and I take my hat off to him because, number one, a lot of fighters haven't got in the ring with me, and Jake did.
Eddie Hearn tries to frame this as a big fight moment, but let's be honest, Jake Paul got exposed. Hearn's praise of a great career feels more like damage control than reality. The fight showcased AJ's dominance and Jake's vulnerability, leaving fans questioning how much longer he can step in the ring. Retirement talk looms, not as a choice, but as a consequence of a brutal beating that no hype or social media following can erase.
Obviously for British fight fans, because we've got a chance to make the biggest fight in boxing, but you know, if that is the last we see of him, he's had a great career. I doubt it. But, you know, it's always best to come into retirement to make sure someone pays you to come out of retirement. But if that's his lot, much respect to him.
Ariel Hawani perfectly captures the fear factor AJ brought into the ring. Every punch Jake threw seemed insignificant against a prime heavyweight with terrifying power and reach. The danger was constant, and every exchange put Jake's body and career at risk. Fans watching knew this wasn't just a loss. It was a lesson in the limits of hype versus elite skill. Jake's punches barely fazed AJ, and the constant threat of a devastating knockout left the fight feeling like a ticking time bomb.
And every time he threw a punch, I like winced, because he's a big man and he's an incredible boxer and he's still in his prime, and he's got a very long reach, and he's got a lot of power in that right hand, and that left hook is terrifying as well, and so I thought it could end.
David Hay acknowledges Jake Paul's attempt at a tactical approach, but it failed spectacularly. Using movement and hoping to land a lucky punch is not enough against a seasoned heavyweight champion. Jake absorbed massive shots and ended the fight with a broken jaw, spitting blood, a brutal display of just how outmatched he was. Hay gives him credit, but even he can't hide the fact this was a disaster. This fight didn't test AJ, it exposed Jake, leaving his hype shattered and his credibility on thin ice.
To do, he got a knockout, everyone was expecting it. It's very difficult to pin someone down when they're not trying to engage. Jake's game plan was a good one. It was to use lateral movement and hope to land a big overhand right at some stage to catch AJ off guard. Didn't quite work out, but you got to give Jake credit. Took some big shots there. I think he's got a broken jaw or something, spitting blood at the end of the fight. No, anything's possible. He gave it a go. He dared to be great. Didn't work out for him, understandably. That's why he was such a massive underdog.
Eddie Hearn points out Jake Paul's surprising toughness and movement in the ring. But let's be real, this was a total mismatch. Jake may have moved around and shown effort, but AJ's skill, power, and experience completely overshadowed him. The fight highlighted just how far Jake is from competing at an elite level. AJ looked a bit rusty, yes, but he still dismantled Jake methodically. Hearn tries to sound impressed with AJ, yet the subtext is clear: Jake got exposed. Fans who hyped Jake as a serious boxer saw the brutal reality being fit, and moving around isn't enough against a world-class heavyweight. The fight may have lasted a few rounds, but the outcome was inevitable, leaving Jake's reputation in tatters. This wasn't a win for Jake in any sense, it was a harsh lesson that hype and courage alone cannot survive the big leagues.
Respect to Jake, you know, he was a tough guy in there. Obviously, he moved a lot and made it difficult for AJ. And AJ's been out of the ring for a while, he's a bit rusty. It took him time to just get hold of him, but I was impressed with Jake.
Vidal Riley emphasizes that AJ's victory wasn't just another win on his record, it was a massive showcase of his dominance to a wider audience. Jake Paul, despite his social media fame and bravado, became the perfect example of how hype doesn't translate to elite-level boxing. This fight allowed AJ to reach viewers who might not follow traditional boxing, yet it also starkly exposed Jake's limitations. Moving, slipping, and taking punches as a novice in a heavyweight world isn't enough. Skill, timing, and brutal precision rule the ring. Jake tried to survive, but the damage was clear for all to see. Riley's point about AJ touching a community underscores that even casual fans witnessed a masterclass in why elite fighters are in a different league. Jake's brand may survive on YouTube hype, but in boxing reality, he was outmatched at every level.
AJ's win today was the bread. AJ's win today was the exposure to more people. Even though he's mad famous, as we know, like, there's a community he hasn't touched, and I think he touched that community.
Joseph Parker perfectly sums up the blueprint AJ used against Jake Paul. It wasn't a fluke, it was calculated destruction. AJ had to work to break him down, showing patience and ring IQ, chasing Jake and timing his powerful shots to maximize damage. Jake's inexperience was brutally exposed. Movement alone couldn't save him from repeated heavy blows. Parker highlights that even a physically fit, courageous opponent like Jake has no answer when faced with elite power and strategic mastery. The so-called hype fight was actually a clinical demonstration of boxing fundamentals: timing, distance control, and relentless offense. For casual fans, it may have looked like a spectacle, but insiders saw Jake's vulnerabilities magnified with every exchange. His survival instincts delayed the inevitable, but AJ's dominance was absolute. Parker's analysis cements that Jake's hype is no substitute for real skill in the heavyweight division.
I thought Joshua did what he had to do. It took him a while to get it. He had to break him down and chase him down and unleash his powerful.
Logan Paul tries to frame Jake's fight as a display of extraordinary toughness, but let's not get carried away. Sure, surviving against AJ and staying on his feet shows a degree of grit, yet toughness doesn't erase the sheer humiliation of being outclassed and seriously injured. Logan's praise highlights the spectacle rather than the reality. Jake was repeatedly hit with devastating power, rolling his ankle and breaking his jaw in the process. This is less about heroism and more about how unprepared he was for elite-level competition. No social media fame or clever movement can compensate for lacking elite boxing skills. While Logan lauds his brother's courage, the fight underscores the gap between hype and professional expertise. Jake may have survived, but the ringside reality is brutal. AJ's domination left no doubt about who truly rules the heavyweight division. Fans are left debating whether Jake's bravado is worth the damage he endured.
AJ, in my opinion, won 4 of them. People argue that. He at least won 3. No one expected him to last that long. Rolled his ankle, broke his jaw, still fucking fighting, man. Like, that's toughness. You know, most people just wouldn't have the balls ever to step in a boxing ring in their life. He stepped in a boxing ring with one of the baddest men on the planet. Who's 40 pounds heavier than him is 60.
The Wade concept captures the reality that Jake Paul's strategy was pure survival. He attempted to stretch the rounds, hoping to land a punch, but in doing so, he only highlighted his limitations. AJ's timing was slightly disrupted, yet the fight still showcased the massive difference in skill, power, and experience. Jake's survival tactics were commendable in a social media sense, but in professional boxing, they were insufficient. He wasn't outclassing AJ, he was delaying inevitable punishment. Wade's analysis admits AJ wasn't at 100%, but even a slightly off AJ dismantled Jake. Fans expecting a dominant marauder were surprised by the round longevity, yet that longevity was more Jake enduring pain than competing effectively. This fight confirmed the harsh truth: hype and courage cannot replace elite preparation and experience. Jake's attempts to land a right hand were futile, proving that in real boxing, he's not yet in the same league as AJ.
The whole thing, but I think Jake fought a very, how do I survive long enough to land a right hand type of fight, and it made it a little difficult for AJ to get his timing. No excuses. AJ didn't look great, I'll be honest. He didn't look great. Didn't look like, an AJ we thought we were going to get, the marauder, the guy that was going to come forward and bang out Jake in one round.
After witnessing Jake Paul's brutal knockout and hospitalization, the boxing world is left stunned. 2 broken jaw spots, a humbling defeat, and the harsh reality of stepping into the ring with a true heavyweight champion. Jake learned the hard way that hype cannot compete with elite skill. Fans are debating whether his toughness is admirable or reckless, but one thing is clear: Anthony Joshua's dominance was undeniable. What do you think? Was Jake's effort heroic, or was it just a painful mismatch waiting to happen? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let us know if he should ever step in the ring again.